Hello, Atlanta Athletic Club members. Matt Check, PGA Teaching Pro here. Let's talk about chipping. Let's talk about a few setup keys that I like to do and I teach my students to do that really helps out with your chipping. So if you set up for a chip, most people actually have what we call an open stance. So their lead foot is farther away from the ball than their trail foot. I don't like this. This puts the weight on the wrong foot. This makes you have to swing away from your body to the target and could cause you to take it a little outside, a bunch of bad things. So let's talk about some new setups and a way that you could change your chipping for the better. I like to set up with actually the front leg a little bit closer to the golf ball than the back leg. Some people call it a closed stance. It's just to get, when your body is bent over, the weight onto your lead foot. Whenever you're bent over, the weight's going to go on that foot that's in front. That's just the way it is. Now, with the lead foot a little bit slightly ahead, I still like to have my hips slightly left, so I'm more into an impact position. Now, I would get more to the left if I was really close, more neutral if I was farther away. And the way I do that, if you look at me from the face on, even though my lead leg's ahead, I'll take my heels and kind of move them to the right. And that's going to put my belt line a little bit left, even though my weight's still in the front foot. And now I just got to take my shoulders and point them to my target line where I'm trying to hit the ball. Now, why do we want to do this? So when we have our toes a little bit closed, hips open, we're already in a good impact position, and we can take it back a little bit more on our toe line or a little bit more inside. That's going to help to slide through that turf and not dig so much. And then it's very important, and you'll see all the pros, they get the handle disappearing around the corner here. So it's a lot more natural with the feet like this to get the handle moving around your body and to not sit there and get stalled out. Now, another thing to talk about is you can only turn your shoulders a maximum of about 5 miles an hour. Not very fast, but your arms can swing almost 4 times that, 20, 25 miles an hour off your body. So what I see all too often is people that chip that only use their arms and they start moving them way too fast and they have to kind of pop up and stop it. So a good way of training here is to put the head cover, it really can go under either arm. I'm gonna put it under my lead arm. And what happens is I get to start to feeling like my arms are attached to my chest, that I can only move my arms as fast as I swing my body. So I get the feeling of taking some practice swings, and I want to see if I can completely face the target with my chest and have the club below my hands. That's going to ensure that we're not over swinging. We can be aggressive on these chips. So if I hit a couple, again, I put some balls here in front, and you can watch Max Homa over here on the side, how he really keeps the arms, I wouldn't call them locked out, but keeps them connected to his chest, turns his body through. He's able to really control his ball flight in that way. Now, I always want to land on the green if at all possible. I have my 60-degree wedge here. Probably wouldn't need that for this, but hey, I don't get to practice a whole lot. So I want to get really good with one club and use it majority of the time. Now, there are times where I can switch to other clubs if I'm trying to really run it back there, but I don't practice those shots so often. So if I can really get my landing spot zoned in with one club, then I'm going to stick with it. So I set up and I got my front foot a little bit closer to the ball. I got my hips open. I got my shoulders square. I'm already in impact. I got my front arm attached to my chest. I can go back and through. And again, to me, if you want to be a good chipper of the golf ball, you always need to be trying to hit the ball low. With that being said, with hitting it low, there's no room for letting the club go and and scooping it up in the air. We want to try to kind of keep the handle ahead, keep the body moving, and the handle doesn't get ahead by dropping this. It gets ahead by turning the corner, putting our hands out in front. So I hit a couple more here. If I want to go to the back pin, I would just scoot over here so you can see me. And maybe play the ball slightly more back. That's going to make the ball come out a little hotter. Maybe close the face down a hair so I can get a little more release on it. But all the same rules apply. Even though that dug into the grass, I can get away with that. Try it again. Got to land this one way far up there. Good. Now let's just say I had to hit a high shot. Well, I just talked about the back of the stance being lower shot. Well, the front of the stance is a higher shot. So I put the ball in the front of my stance. I kind of like to get the view of the shaft on my right thigh with the club face open, grip it, move the shaft up to the ball, and then I can do about the same swing, just a bigger swing, and I can get it up high and stop it fast. So I go to this first pin, check myself, looks good, everything looks good, do a little bigger backswing, and come through like that. So all these little nuances, but setup is so key and to keep you on plane and hit things correctly. Again, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the range. Bye.